Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're exploring a piece of source material that deals with a situation, honestly, many of us know all too well. The sudden, agonizing silence of a loved one. When communication just breaks down, people naturally look for ways to rebuild that bridge, right? Well, our source today outlines a highly specific spiritual practice designed to do exactly that. It's a routine known as the Gypsy prayer meditation for fast contact. We're going to completely unpack the specific steps, the strict schedule, and the spiritual framework that this source claims can actually unblock and restore a stalled love story. All right, let's dive right into this.
So, waiting for a message from someone special. It's an incredibly heavy feeling, isn't it? Staring at your phone, just hoping for a notification. The source material acknowledges this pain directly, but it frames this entire meditation as a major turning point in your personal love story. It's designed specifically for those situations where your person just isn't reaching out, calling, or contacting you at all. But here's the catch. Instead of just passively waiting around, the practice outlined here positions you as a totally active participant. You're using focused intention and energy alignment to actively unblock that communication.
Section 1. Timing and internal preparation. Setting the stage for connection.
Now, before we even get into the actual words of the prayer, the source emphasizes that when and how you prepare are just as important as what you're saying. Listen, repetition is absolutely the engine of this practice. Doing this meditation once in the morning and once at night, that is considered the bare minimum. You can't just casually read this once and expect a grand romance to suddenly rekindle. And if you can squeeze in a midday session, the text highly recommends it. The logic here is that repetition sparks faith. It builds energetic momentum, and it maintains that really high vibration you need to finally get that text or phone call. You are essentially building a highly structured daily rhythm for your love story.
Okay, so how do you actually kick this off? You might think a complex spell requires, lit candles or some elaborate physical altar, but the source actually focuses entirely on preparing your internal space. Step 1. Take a deep, intentional breath in just to center yourself. Step 2. Clearly, vividly visualize your loved one right in your mind's eye. Step 3. Visualize roses. The text specifically notes that seeing these roses is meant to bring a profound sense of peace and love into the space before you even speak a single word out loud. It's all about cultivating the perfect internal environment for connection.
Moving on to Section 2. Steps of the meditation. Calling forth connection and clearing the path. Once your internal space is fully prepped, the routine moves into the actual incantation. These words are designed to be spoken with absolute unwavering faith, to open up those closed channels of communication. You start by invoking the Holy Trinity, and then you speak this affirmation: I am calling forth all saints of love, so they may bring aid and make all and everything I ask possible. Right after this, you state your own name. You're declaring your identity and firmly stating your total confidence that the universe is going to assist you and grant this request. Then you call upon high vibrations to bring your loved one, and you say their name here, back to you, showing genuine care and kindness.
As the prayer progresses, it requires a major psychological and spiritual shift from you. You have to say, all fears and blockages against me are forgiven, forgotten, and completely gone. You are literally instructed to declare that any doubts, any resistance, or hesitation holding your partner back are simply erased. Done. The source tells the practitioner to affirm that their loved one now understands they cannot be apart and that they are ready to make contact right now. Think of it like you are actively writing the current chapter of your love story through these spoken affirmations, literally commanding the obstacles to vanish.
Which brings us to Section 3, the 3 archangels, spiritual guardians of your relationship. This is where the source introduces a really fascinating layer of specific spiritual intervention. The prayer doesn't just rely on some vague, general universe energy. It calls upon 3 distinct archangels to ensure your message actually gets through to that unresponsive partner. First up, we have Archangel Michael. His job is the heavy lifting, to push away any obstacles or doubts that might be preventing your loved one from reaching out. Next is Archangel Gabriel. His specific role is to constantly bring your name into your loved one's thoughts, followed immediately by feelings of intense love and passion. Finally, Archangel Raphael steps in. Raphael uses his traditional healing powers specifically to restore the love, the communication, and the relationship itself. It's like having a highly coordinated spiritual team, all working together to unblock every single aspect of your connection.
Now for Section 4, awaiting the fast contact, the power of faith and repetition.
So, you've prepped your internal space, you've said the prayer with conviction, you've called on the archangels.
What happens next? Well, the source material makes some pretty bold claims about the timeline here and what you need to be doing while waiting for your love story to resume. The crucial point revolves around the number 10. The source claims this is a literal fast contact spell. It states that people have actually received phone calls in as little as 10 minutes after casting this for the first time. I mean, that's faster than getting a pizza delivered. However, it does clarify that the timeline can vary. It might take 10 days or sometimes up to 20 days, but the central promise of the text is that it will happen, provided you maintain your end of the bargain.
But your end of the bargain, it requires serious persistence. You have to keep doing it. The source strongly urges practitioners not to just give up if the phone doesn't magically ring on day one. Consistency is exactly what sparks the necessary faith, energy, and vibration. You're instructed to keep your energy perfectly aligned, knowing that the prayer concludes with the assertion that your loved one will find absolutely no peace and no rest until they finally reach out to you. Relentless, daily repetition is the ultimate key to making this practice work.
So the source lays out this highly structured, deeply emotional path to unblocking a silent partner. It requires strict daily routines, vivid visualization, and unwavering faith in spiritual guardians. It leaves us with a pretty compelling question. Are you ready to restore your communication today? Or perhaps, the deeper question is, when faced with the incredibly painful silence of someone you love, exactly how far are you willing to go and what energy are you willing to align to write the next chapter of your love story? Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the source material. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.